I'm at SeaWorld San Antonio again for a weekly Barracuda Strike construction update, and today is one of the busiest days I have seen at the park. Just look at everyone waiting to get in. Here is your reveal of Barracuda Strike looking across the lake. It looks incredible. This is the coolest thing I've seen since I've started sharing these construction updates. Wow, that first drop, that is going to be such an incredible feeling going right along the surface of the lake, because again, they still need to raise the surface of the lake back up 6-7 feet to its normal height. And you can see that there's not a lot else going on though with what is there. I don't see the large crane. I see 2 blue genie lifts. I don't see a lot of track pieces staged, but it does appear that this ride is either going to do one of 2 things. It could do what I theorized last week and continue banking to the right, going up over the land, over where that ladder is, and then continuing on with the rightward helix, going under the support structure right here, where you can see a support column is kind of upside down, like a piece of track is going to bolt right underneath it there. Or this is going to continue going straight out towards this palm tree over here and do what we saw in the concept art, which is another helix, before coming back towards this main area and going to the brake run. But let's get a closer look. It is very windy today, so I apologize if the microphone is picking up that wind. There is no active construction going on today. We only see one little orange piece there. No other main pieces of track, and that has me wondering if this construction is going to pause for a bit because it's the holidays, or if it's just paused for maybe 2 days because of Thanksgiving and Black Friday. And of course, happy Thanksgiving. And I made a post about thanking everyone yesterday here on YouTube. I am very appreciative and thankful for 20,000 subscribers. I'll touch on what's going to be happening in the future at the end of this video. From what we can see here, I now see that a lot of supports have been constructed that do not have any track attached to them. We have 2 support sections with the connection point to the track spine being directly underneath. So I am assuming those will be going in order. And I don't see any progress made on the barrier or fence. But let's get a closer look. Now this angle probably gives the best view of the underside of the track on this first drop. And I can't imagine what the G-forces are gonna feel like. I mean, I never rode Big Bad Wolf, but I've been on Verbolten, and that feels incredible at the bottom of that drop right along the river. But this, it's gotta be similar. I mean, this drop has gotta be 90 feet, as I've been theorizing. I can't get you a perfect line of sight to the bottom of the lift or the station, but I know for a fact that this elevation decline is about 10 feet from up there. And now I can begin to see that there are some orange track pieces there at the very bottom on the ground, right inside of that retaining wall. It looks like they've been doing some work on top of that. There's a lot of, I don't know if those are footprints or what, but there's also kind of like a spine all along the top of that. And these blue things are still here floating in the water. Anyway, let's get an even closer look over by the tortoises. Looking over the fence here next to the tortoises, I don't see too many footers or anything constructed, although there is one right there. But if you look at the end of this track, it kind of looks like it's starting to flatten out. Like it's gonna come right over here first and not do the whole helix. But if it does come over here next, I just feel like the pacing of this ride is gonna be very fast. All right, now we can see a lot better here. There are a lot of footers that do not have support columns on them. And the end of this track, to me, it definitely seems like it's gonna continue going this way, over to here next. And there's a bunch of the support pieces down below. So those I feel like are gonna be connected to these 3, where you see the bolts sticking up. Now I'm up close to the crane here, and I can kind of get a glimpse of how this track layout is going to end. It's going to come to this support, and then this one, and then to this one right here. Cross over the path, connect to that one, do a little right turn, and into the track that's already there. Here's another angle of everything, and I'm trying to put it all together in my mind. If this support right here, if the track is gonna follow that, and go onto this one, and then go through these 2 right here on the underside, then to this one, and then up to this one right here, before continuing to bank upwards to the right, and then go through this one, and then continue banking so hard that it goes through those other 3, crosses the pathway and onto the brakes. I don't know, that could be it. Over here next to the Currents gift shop, there's no activity. There's not a whole lot that's new. One thing that is new though is this ride envelope template right here. That's what I am assuming that is. That is going to be used throughout the entire layout to make sure that nothing is getting inside of the ride envelope. And that is very cool to see. It looks like it's maybe halfway built right now, but it's sitting there in the load unload area. Now looking inside of our favorite windows, we can see that the trench has been completely filled in. They've got a little bit of wrapping around that support column right there. Not exactly sure why, but the conduit is now sticking up out of the ground in a couple of areas. They have poured the whole concrete slab for the load unload area. That's probably going to be used for some queue line as well, maybe some switchbacks, I don't know. But further over there, you can see that the ride envelope template is hanging and it comes within maybe 2 inches of the concrete. So that's good. That means it passes. If it was not able to stand up straight without touching the concrete there, then it would fail. So it's looking good there. And as far as the wooden structure goes back there, I'm still assuming that that's either a PLC room or some sort of maintenance bay. You can also see far to the left there, that track piece that a lot of people signed is still there. It has not moved. There's a better view of the track piece from the steel eel lockers as steel eel is going overhead, but there is nothing new to report from this side. I'm assuming the workers will most likely be back next week. Well, this is very different than in the past. I really don't see too much. No vehicles. There's something that looks to be wrapped in plastic, multiple things actually, and something is sitting along the far side there next to that purple structure. Not sure if those are pipes or whatnot, but the red Connex is still there. I'm up a little higher now, and there definitely are things wrapped in plastic. I see 3 separate things, but I don't know what they are. It looks kind of like rebar is sticking out of one of them, and then there's either wood or some dirt on the far side there, and accessories for some kind of tractor or machinery next to a cactus. There's really nothing to see. SeaWorld has been posting a lot more construction updates themselves these last couple weeks. And in those construction updates, SeaWorld has shown a lot of track pieces behind the scenes. You can probably see them from rides like Steel Eel and Texas Stingray, but I'm not gonna go on those rides today to check it out, maybe in the future. And again, my prediction for this ride has changed. It looks like it's going to flatten out where the end of the track is right now and go over towards the tortoise area and do what we saw in the teaser video. That is all we have to go off of right now. We don't have a full layout. Hopefully that happens next month, because if we don't get the full layout announcement, then this ride will probably be more than halfway completed by the time that video does come out, and we'll already kind of know what it's gonna do. But we still don't know the stat on the first drop. To me, it looks like it's higher than the height, because this is the best angle you have right here of seeing where the station is and then seeing where the track drops to. It looks like it's gonna be greater than 90 feet. That's all I'm thinking. These videos will continue from SeaWorld San Antonio, showing you a weekly update on Barracuda Strike. And again, I'm thankful for all of you who choose to interact with these videos. I'm thankful for YouTube for allowing me to be creative, and thankful for family and friends who continue to reach out to me. Things that are coming to the channel soon include a live stream from a Six Flags park, I don't know which one yet, when we hit 25,000 subscribers. And I've asked permission to film on the rides at one Six Flags park. We'll see how that goes. Fingers crossed I get the approval. And my Busch Gardens Tampa vlog will be coming out next week, featuring roller coaster POVs and on-ride reaction. I'm going to Disneyland, California Adventure, Knott's Berry Farm, and my #1 bucket list park, Six Flags Magic Mountain, before 2026. Stay tuned, you don't want to miss that. And of course, if you learned nothing in this video, always remember, no good deed goes unpunished. Subscribe to me on YouTube. And when you're feeling stuck in life, like our friends at B&M always say, push down, pull up. That was another day in the Hennisphere.